and we're going to witness Stephen A. Smith right now, tipsy drunk off of his own power. Now, how did we get here? This clash, this beef between Stephen A. Smith and LeBron James. Well, I told you guys when I started this show, I saw the beef, the conflict, the clash of the titans between athletes and sports media, journalists, broadcasters. Well, we're in a place right now, a special place where we didn't predict years ago. This is crazy. Now, how did we get here in the current situation between Stephen A. Smith and LeBron James? Just for a recap, it started with Stephen A. Smith saying, as a father, and then crossing those lines of talking about Bronny James, talking to or about LeBron James, and then LeBron James having to confront him because you're talking about my son in basketball ways, but you're talking about me as a father, right? Put him out his basketball misery. So that led to them connecting, the clash, the confrontation at Crypto.com Arena. From there, Stephen A. Smith got on his show, and he did the right thing. He took the high road. He said all things were good. I was talking to a father, not a basketball player. But you know how y'all roll. Y'all was like, you saw you weak. Oh, you didn't want the smoke, blah, blah, blah. Thought you said everybody could come up to you when you're sitting courtside. What's wrong with that now? So Stephen A. Smith, pride affected, ego affected, decided to go on Gil's Arenas and other podcast platforms and start talking that talk, that tough talk. You know, the New York in me shun had to come out, blah, blah, blah. So now LeBron James is out here seeing this, and now it's time to stop playing checkers and play some chess. So he goes on, none other than Stephen A. Smith's best friend, which we know is not Pat McAfee's show. Now, that's the same show that Rich Paul's been on several times, they say, so I've seen him on there before. But now LeBron James, not on First Take, not doing ESPN Car Wash, but specifically Pat McAfee's show. Obviously, that's going to irk Stephen A. Smith, but you can't lead with that, not when you're the top dog in sports media. So you lead with the comments that LeBron James made. And let's just say, Stephen A. Smith, I'm going to have to do some videos on this. I didn't think I was going to do it until I saw the whole Stephen A. Smith went in on LeBron's comments, which you should. So I should as well. But one thing that stood out and went viral quickly was Stephen A. Smith just pulling this one out the hat, saying what he would have done if LeBron James would have touched him. Not confronted him, not cursed him out like he did, but actually put them paws on him. So Stephen A. Smith, tell us what you would have done if LeBron would have put them paws on you, boy.
That man put his hands on me, I would have immediately swung on him. Immediately.
You would have what? You would have what? Okay, you would have immediately swung on him. See, this is the tough talk. This is what, you know, I always try to avoid the whole smoke of, oh, if you keep the same energy, or, oh, man, if you would have. Dog, the funniest thing about playing football taught me is I could say a lot. I could think a lot. I could be hyped up a lot. I could prepare a lot. I could do all these things, but there's always a moment of truth.
All right, now, so let me just stop this video real fast because, I mean, this story is a story that keeps on giving because it's going viral every day. First, it was going viral because LeBron James stepped to Stephen A. Smith. Of course, that clip went viral. And then Stephen A. Smith, he kept talking about it. And now we had LeBron James actually go into the Pat McAfee show and dissect the whole incident that happened in the arena. And, you know, that's been going viral. And Stephen A. Smith, he actually responded and said that, you know, he said if LeBron James, if he would have done anything, you know, he would have, you know, basically, you know, catch the fade with him. But we know that that's a lie, of course, because I don't believe that Stephen A. Smith has that inside of him. So let's get back to the clip.
That's the kickoff. When you run it down. Oh, this don't count. This just to get you in a position to where now you got to do what you're supposed to do. So one thing I know when I look at people in this world and they start talking and they start going around the whole circumference of a situation, I'm looking at them like, dog, there was a moment you could have spoke to, and actions speak louder than words. Do not tell me after the play what you would have done if the play would have came your way, because it did. The play came dead to you, and what did you do? That's why we watch film. So Stephen A. Smith in the moment said he would have put them paws on him. So LeBron James is like, okay, what pause? Oh, these pause. So this is Stephen A. Smith working out with his trainer. Shout out to the Miss Pac-Man in the back. And they getting their reps in. I guess anybody with Jordans is a trainer. Let me stop. Nah, those are Timbs. I don't know what they are, but nah, he training them, right? He doing his job. He making his 300 an hour. Forget that. And Stephen A. Smith is not intimidating nothing with this, as he should not. And that's the point of this video. Now, let me be fair on this show, as I always try to be. Stephen A. Smith didn't stop when he said I would have swung on LeBron James. This is what he said in full. But welcome to sports media, as Stephen A. Smith knows, because he controls. Nice try, folks. On my show, I said I would have swung on King James had he me. Like lots of y'all said I was scared he would have done a few weeks ago. He responded to me saying he's scared. This is what this is all about, y'all. I also said immediately after that I would have got my thoroughly kicked by the 6'8", 250-pound Goliath, but folks just left that part of my YouTube sentence out, huh? Okay, have fun. We will have fun. Oh, we're going to have a lot of fun. Because why would you even say you would have swung and got your ass kicked? That's pride. Because whoever says I'm swinging to die, to get beat up, you wouldn't have swung. And guess what? You didn't swing because you knew what would have happened in that situation. So let's not hear or act like now, oh, I woulda, coulda, shoulda, because you knew in that moment you could swing. Oh, he didn't put his hands on me. Well, you could have said something.
All right, now, so there you have it, the story that keeps on giving. You know, as I said, LeBron James and Stephen A. Smith, they had an incident a couple of, I would say 2 weeks ago, and that was filmed. And after that was, filmed by some people in the crowd, that clip went viral, to say at least. So that clip went viral, and Stephen A. Smith, he was, pressed. And the reason why was because LeBron James, he said, stop talking about my son. And Stephen A. Smith, he kept talking about it for, several days. And now we finally have LeBron James breaking down exactly what happened. And he claimed that Stephen A. Smith is basically like, a fan. And he's a big fan of him. And here's what I can say about this drama. LeBron James, I've never seen him on, a black platform. He only goes to, platforms where there are non-black people. And I think that is wrong, because he should support his brother more. So we never see him at, the Gills Arena. Even before Stephen A. Smith was, dissing his son, he never would go to his platform. And, it's just sad. And LeBron James, he would go to Skip Bayless's platform before he would even consider going to, the Gills Arenas and all these, brothers' platforms. And I think that's a shame. So, let me know what you think about this. Make sure to like this video and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next videos.